Okay, first I want to say all praise is glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim El Shai Bashim Gakudash. And the devil wants to apostle to teach you the myself my life's truth. Slav at the yawn. Um, I'll say shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. And I'm going to turn this on this whole thing with IUIC going to logos. You know, and I think they asked why GMS doesn't have a logo or something like that. And when you think about a logo, you know, it's a representation of something. Now, you know, normally it would be a reputation of something involving business or some type of making of money, which is what IUIC is in the business of when it comes to the truth, which is something you're not supposed to be doing. You know, the scripture said, "Freely give, and you freely been given, you know, knowledge of wisdom, understanding of scriptures, and freely give as you have received." You know, and even here, John 2:14. Uh, I'll go to verse 13. And Jews' Passover was at hand. Yahushua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen, which are jakes, and sheep and doves, and exchangers of money, sitting. When he had made a skirt, and when he had made a skirt which was small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. Said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house and her house of merchandise. Now I'm going to go into the word merchandise really quick. Okay, a place where trade is carried on, a mart, an emporium, you know, where you trade, you know, we're buying things. A merchant as opposed to a retailer or a petty tradesman. A merchant, you know, but selling, you know, making money. And now you have those same niggas today that are using the truth as a way to make money. You know, I remember a while ago one of the brothers mentioned how you have Jakes in the truth that want fame because they were too lame to get it in the world. So then they're trying to make a name for themselves in the truth. And you know that's something that I thought was interesting, but it was kind of funny too. But and you had Yahweh Shai here that actually beat the hell out of some wicked ass Jakes who are using the truth to make money, which is once again the purpose of the truth is not to make money. But you see these guys, IUIC, um, you know, using the truth to make, you know, to do that. If I'm not mistaken, the IUIC's value was like 100 over 150 million. How did they get that? You know, through you know, you go on their site, they're selling breakdowns, CDs, clothes, Israelite starter packs. Um, you know, once again, the Lord told us not to do that because that's not the point of the truth. And even when you go into logo, right? It's a representation of a business. You have scriptures talk about. Let me see if I can think of one here. Because what you know we don't, you know, GMS does not need a logo, even because what the logo, that proverbial logo, is the truth. You know, that's the doctrine that's preached. And what you know, they're like with the whole thing, they're once again they're trying to make money. They're not trying to push out the word, they're trying to make money. Because in the video, there's some guy mentioned how, you know, when people see that logo, they know that it's IUIC. Well, what about the truth? What about the word? That wasn't mentioned. from what from what I saw. But let's say it was mentioned. Most likely more emphasis is being put on them rather than pushing out the word. You're like what men of GMS, they're not in fancy garments or anything. Like do you have men in GMS that have money and are well off? Absolutely. You had some of the disciples that had money and were well off. But the money wasn't the point. Money wasn't the reason why they followed Yahushua. It's the same thing here. That's not the point of this. It says scripture, give them word from me. And once again, the words is coming out of your mouth, the doctrine that you have. That's how you differentiate between who the like if you want to go into any type of differentiating, that's how you do it. Not by gimmicks or logos. Because like what you can have you can have a fancy logo, um guys riding in on horses, the most attractive women, or rap CDs, or fucking businesses, podcasts centered around your little version of Israel. But once again, like when it comes down to the core where all of that where all that stemmed from, it was a doctrine. You just twist it to your own little thing. But once again, you have all these things. But what's the one thing what is the one thing that really matters? What is that like? What is it that you're teaching? Because that's the whole point. You know, and like what when I was a lot of us, most of us, when we were first came to the thing, we didn't. I can't say I speak for all bros, but I know I can speak for myself. When I first came in, um, I didn't focus on visual effects or logos or what the different camps had. I focused on the doctrine that they were coming out with. That's how you differentiate between the false prophets and the real prophets. The doctrine that comes out of their mouth. The names that they're using, the way they're conducting themselves, the way that they're pushing their followers to conduct themselves. The way that they're leading. Once again, the Lord gave us there are things that he gave, that he said we have to have, the 12 tribes sign being one of those things. And you go into the two sticks, you know, your garment, we have to have order, like tithing system and whatnot. But nowhere does it say that you have to have a logo. I mean, sure, you can, like, it's not a sin to have these things, but what's your purpose for pushing a logo? Because once again, you see IUIC, they're building themselves up into a fucking empire off of the truth. Their main goal is to make money, and you can tell that from the way that they're teaching. For example, teaching how there's not going to be any Jacob trouble, um, playing pinball with what the mark of the beast is, and with saying things and then going back on the things that were being said. Saying this isn't that, but then doubling back and say, "Oh, actually, this is that." Ezekiel 3:17. I have not sent them. nowhere does it talk about how the Lord is gonna, where He's gonna, here it is, give people fucking logos. Once again, there's nothing wrong with it, but we all know what it's, the purpose of it, what it's going into. So Jeremiah 29 and 8. You know what? I think that may have been it, but there's something else I was specifically looking for. Okay, I think this is it. Jeremiah 14:13. Then the Lord Yahweh Shemashai sent to me the prophets, prophesied lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them. And what the word, the word that come out of your mouth, the words you preach, is the thing that brings people in. That should be the main. Once again, should be the main thing that brings people into, you guess you call yourself organization or your church. Now, sure, like once again, you can use all these little things as auxiliary items, but the main, well, but that like even that, even when you use like these little gimmicks, these auxiliary items, that that says something. That says that whatever you're preaching isn't powerful enough on its own to draw the people in. You know, the prophets of prophets lies my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and the thing of naught, and deceive their heart. Therefore, thus said the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name. And I sent them not, yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And what it once again, it's all it like it does it's not mentioning logos, it's not mentioning any of that auxiliary items and shit. It's all going into it's all going to how you differentiate between different camps and between different gods is the way you live and what the doctrine that you push forth. That's the main I guess you can say prefer I guess weapon. That's not the correct word I want to use, but for lack of better words, that's the main weapon you use or fishing lure that you use to draw people in. The doctrine, not all these other gimmicks. If you are using them, then once again, like I said, um, your doctrine isn't powerful enough to draw people in. And ultimately, the scripture talk about how the Lord is the one who draws people in. And if you need all these other things, the Lord must not be working with you to draw these other people in. Now, sure, Lord will allow people, other people to draw into these other camps because ultimately it's their fate to get judged. But I hope it made sense. But like going to the whole logo thing, like GMS doesn't need logos because a word is the logo that you need. That's all you need to draw people in. The scripture talk about you shall hear a word. You shall hear a word behind thee. Uh, Isaiah 30 and 21. And thine ear shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to right hand, when you turn to the left. And once again, it says you shall hear a word. It's not talking about you should see a logo or any other shit. You know, the doctrine should be the main thing that you use to draw people in. That should be the main motive. And that's the whole like that. That's the whole fucking point. Like I see guys' whole build up thing from the truth. Obviously, you know they perverted it, but from the truth, that should be the whole thing. But what do they want to do? They want to make money instead of actually pushing forth the truth, the very same thing that's making them money. But hope all that made sense. Say all praises, glory, and honor, how Bashim Ashab Bashim Dash. The apostle teacher, great Muslim, Palan Shu, Shalom, to hope like Israel instruction, battle on Great America.